Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining the County Executive Angela Also Brooks, our strategic partnerships, what we call the C3 Empowerment Series. We are scheduled to have this event from noon to 1, and we see people are now coming in, leaving the waiting room, and I will give a 2-minute grace, and then we will begin. Thank you so very much. Good morning, everyone. I see some of our attendees are coming in from the waiting room. Again, we welcome you to Prince George's County Executive Angela Also Brooks. This is the Department of Strategic Partnerships, and we're excited to host the first of many series of the C3 Empowerment Series. And we will begin in looks like now. And I appreciate everyone is chiming in on chat, saying good morning. And please identify yourself in chat with the name of your organization as well. So we will begin. Would you be so kind to remove the first page from the share of the screen, please? And we'll bring it back up when Ms. Heather speaks. Thank you. All right. My name is Barbara Holt-Streeter, and I serve as the Director of the Office of Strategic Partnerships. And as I've shared earlier, this is the C3 Empowerment Series. This is the first of many, and we welcome you for joining. Some of you all have joined and learned more about what we're doing from social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Some of you may have received information from our email blast. Some of you may have received information because you're in the community. We want you to make sure you are staying connected with us. And so we'll share more information on how to stay connected with us later on. As we begin, I'd like to introduce the Strategic Partnerships team. We are a team of 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're getting the work done, and we're excited as well. Before I begin that, I just want to tell you what we do. We provide information, resources, and grant funding to the nonprofit community, primarily here in Prince George's County. And so we're excited with the number of grants and resources that we have to offer. One of our most important things is to make sure we stay connected. With our C3 Empowerment Series, what we call Connect, Collaborate, and Cultivate Relationships. We want to stay connected with you. There are over 7,000 nonprofits in Prince George's County, so we want to make sure that you are one of the 7,000 that we are connecting with. Also, one of our areas is to establish great partnerships with our corporate partners, which we will be doing throughout the year, and we did that last year with our nonprofit symposium. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to 2 of the most dynamic women in Prince George's County who is making impact, starting with Ms. Sheila Curry, who serves as our Grants and Special Projects Manager, followed by Ms. Letitia Vincent, who serves as our Administrative Coordinator. Ms. Sheila Curry.
Good morning, everybody. I am Sheila Curry, the Grants Manager here in the Office of Strategic Partnerships with the Prince George's County Executive's Office. So I manage 2 grants, or we do in Strategic Partnerships. One is the Community Partnership Grant, which many of you may know about already. That grant opens up every year in the fall, usually around October. It's a $2.5 million grant. So right now we're currently in the process for the 2024 grant process. So that one is, closed, but we will open up again in October for the fiscal year 2025. So we do have our website, and hopefully Letitia could put our website in the chat box for everyone, where you can get information about the community partnership grant. And that's where we will put, when the grant opens up again in the fall. But we always encourage everyone to send us an email. We have the PGC Nonprofits email address if you have questions about the community partnership grant when it opens, or any questions about it. And we can put that email address as well in the chat box. So that's the community partnership grant. The second grant that we manage is the Local Development Council grant. That grant is the grant that comes from the MGM hotel in Oxon Hill, Maryland, and it is a grant to help serve residents within a 6-mile radius of the MGM hotel and casino. And Letitia can put that email as well in our chat box, not the email, but the our website. So that grant actually just opened up in the last couple of weeks. So you can go on our website, click the Apply Today button, and you can see all the information about that grant. It's currently open. You can apply for that. Now, you do have to serve residents within that 6-mile radius. There is a link to see if you are within that 6-mile radius, so that you can serve those residents. But that grant is currently open that you can apply for anytime. And I think it closes March 22nd, so you still have time to apply for that. But that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sheila. My name is Letitia Vincent. I am the Administrative Coordinator for Strategic Partnerships here at the County Executive Office. And I am here to support you in the county nonprofit organizations with resources and tools to help you grow, build your capacity. And we do that through a number of channels. That includes our Facebook page. And so you can always connect with us via Facebook. We also have a contact form that I just added to the screen. You're welcome to take your mobile device, take a picture with a screenshot of your computer. But this is the way that we stay connected with our nonprofit community. We do have a database that we're working on to build that out, so that as opportunities become available, we can share that with the appropriate nonprofits that could participate or collaborate. We also use our newsletter that will be out shortly that will also be able to highlight nonprofits. So again, in the chat, please drop your name, your organization. If you registered, we'll have your information that way. If not, please fill out this contact form, and that way we'll be able to connect with you, be able to highlight what you're doing in the community, provide you with resources and tools to continue to grow your nonprofit. And with that, I'll pass it back with Ms. Barbara Holt-Streeter.
Thank you so very much to the dynamic duo, making great impact with our nonprofit organization. So we are excited because this is our first of the series of C3 Empowerment. So everyone probably saw this amazing flyer with this beautiful woman, the president and CEO of Maryland Nonprofits. We are really joined together in collaboration. We are walking along side by side with her to make sure we share information on how we can help, as I would say often, taking the nonprofits from the kitchen table to the corporate table. We want you to have a seat at the table to make decisions. And Heather Iliff is the president and CEO, and she has been a strong advocate for nonprofits for years. Through her resources, her information, her engagement, she has made an impact, not only for the small nonprofits, but for the large nonprofits. And in order for you to know how to navigate in the state of Maryland or navigate in Prince George's County, you need to make sure you are a part of the Maryland Nonprofits. with resources and information as well. So at this time, we would love to introduce to some, uh, acknowledge to others, recognize Miss Heather, the president and CEO of Maryland Nonprofit. Miss Heather, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Ms. Barbara Holt-Streeter. It has been such a pleasure getting to know you and your leadership in the County Executive's Office. I've known Ms. Sheila Curry for so many years, and you've been such a great uplifter and supporter of the nonprofit sector. And Letitia, I know you got a big job really with that direct communication and outreach to the community. So I'm just so grateful to all of you and to County Executive also Brooks for the priority that she's placing on strengthening and uplifting the nonprofit community. So before I start with my PowerPoint presentation, I just wanted to share with you a little bit of my own journey as a nonprofit leader. So some of you may know me from my old days in Prince George's County. I used to serve on the Board of Education in the county back, gosh, when my daughter was little, and she's 23 now. So it was some years ago. But I know the county pretty deeply, and I understand the challenges and headwinds that many nonprofit leaders face as you try to make your way in an environment that does not have a lot of the rich philanthropic resources that some of our neighboring counties do. And so nonprofits in Prince George's County have to not only be innovative and smart as you develop and grow your programs in the community, but really how to finance your operation is more challenging than it is in other places because of decades and even centuries of history and systemic oppression and racism have left the county, well, while it's a well off around median household income in the state, doesn't have that generational wealth that you see in other counties, and that's how the foundations and the giving sector gets developed, is from that deep generational wealth. So Prince Georgians are working really hard and giving really generously. Research that I started doing on the county's nonprofits starting in 2007 showed that we know that Prince Georgians are very involved in their faith homes and their faith communities. And some people wonder, well, are those donations to faith-based organizations kind of taking away from the possibility to raise donations among secular or community-based nonprofits? And our research actually shows that that is not the case, that donors who give to their faith-based home are more likely, not less likely, to give to other nonprofits. And African-American donors are the most generous donors of any race. And so you really do have a generous and caring and committed community, but it does take a lot of ingenuity and wherewithal and grit to really reach them and find them. So I'll also just share that when I started as CEO of Maryland Nonprofits, I came up through the ranks. So I used to be director of consulting, and then I became CEO. I've been with the organization for 16 years, but I came in about 8 years ago. And we had been through a number of executive transitions. We had had a couple of database crashes, which as our nonprofit membership association is really like the lifeblood of how we raise our revenue and dues. And we had red flags across the field. So we were canceling programs right and left because people weren't signing up for them. They weren't getting our emails. Things weren't getting out in time. They weren't getting up. So our board had dwindled down to kind of a rump board, having gone through several executive transitions. We had staff turnover, we had downsizing, we had a number of wounds internally. And it was my first time serving as executive director. So I had been a consultant to nonprofits for many years, but it's really, I don't know if every single one of you are executive directors, but I'm assuming most of you are. And being in that chair of ultimate responsibility is really different than any other role I've ever had. And I needed a roadmap, and Maryland Nonprofits and the Standards for Excellence provided that roadmap, because when you're faced with challenges all around you, you're wondering, how do I prioritize? How do I take that next step? And that those next steps are right here for you. And we're here as Maryland nonprofits to help you achieve your dreams by doing that groundwork to build the foundation of a strong nonprofit and build from there. So it is just a pleasure to be with you today as I share some slides. And Miss Barbara really wanted me to share a lot about the resources that we have at Maryland Nonprofits. And so if I haven't, probably not able to cover every single thing we need to grow and operate your nonprofit, but I want to welcome you to be ready with real life questions that you're facing about, how do I get my board engaged? How do I find other donors? How do we attract and retain staff? Those are some of the things that we often hear from nonprofit leaders, and I'm happy to listen and provide that kind of input in the question and answer time. So I'll just start out to say that our mission is to strengthen organizations for greater quality of life and equity. And and we do this through a range of methods by helping nonprofits get education, connect with each other, and advocate in Annapolis for greater public policy and public attention to nonprofits. So if you know where your little reactions are on the Zoom screen, I'm gonna invite you to for some audience participation in here. So do you sometimes wonder, say, am I doing things in a way that can be considered a strong practice? So do you feel really good that you're doing your things in the best possible way, in a strong practice in your work? So, or do you maybe feel like every single thing is created and done in an emergency situation in a way that is held together by duct tape? How many of you can kind of relate to that? I know so much of our work, and if you can see the little reactions on the bottom of your hand, you can see a little thumbs up. You can give us a thumbs up that might resonate with you a little bit. I know I felt, when you've got red flags popping up all over the field, it really can become difficult to know what to focus on, or only just the emergency facing you is the thing that you need to focus on in that day. And so as you take a step back and take a broader picture of your leadership, we're really looking for ways that can get you fit and ready to meet the needs of today and to build your organization for years to come. So I had the pleasure of personally knowing Peter Brinkerhoff, who is now retired, but he wrote a series of books called Mission-Based Management. And one of the things that he used to say is there are two rules for nonprofits. The number one rule is mission, mission, mission. And that's not a throwaway rule. And so as you think about how you lead your organization and lead your board, lead your staff, lead your volunteers, and lead yourself, how the difference that you're actually making should be the top priority in everything that you're doing. And I'll also say that the number two rule for nonprofits, no money, no mission, right? So this might not be entirely true in the instance of all volunteer organizations. There are organizations that, can come together and do a lot with literally no money. But most of us are looking for greater resources because we have an idea, we have a passion, we have a difference that we want to make, and we really want to grow the resources for our organization. I'll just say that while we may be focused on growing our resources, we need to make sure that we never get these rules in the wrong order, and that the money never becomes the number one thing subordinated by the mission. There are a number of kind of perils that can lead to, but oddly enough, one of the perils is actually less money. So when you're out there in the community and you're trying to raise money for your mission, it's really about talking about the mission more so than talking about the money. And I'll give you a couple of examples. So one example is you often hear nonprofit leaders when they're starting out to say, we really need money for a new staff position to do this or that. We really need money to open an office. we really, are having difficulty meeting payroll, and therefore we need to ask for this position or these salary costs. And that sometimes works. And with some donors, that can be an effective message. But really, what people want to hear is we are in the community delivering vital services so that children can have an opportunity for a safe environment after school that leads to them, more likely to achieve and get better grades and graduate from high school. This makes a difference in these important ways, and you can be a part of it with your donation. So people really want to hear about your mission, rather than, the empty costs on your balance sheet that you're trying to fill. Another common error that I see in getting these rules in the wrong order is in strategic plans. So because money is often so much on our mind, you'll see boards really wanting to see, get new grants, raise revenue, increase membership as the number one goal in the strategic plan. And yes, those goals should be in your strategic plan, but they should be underneath your mission goals. So using your first goal is to, to serve girls ages, 12 to 17 with high quality, programs to make a difference in their adolescence. So that should be your number one goal, and increasing quality of programs, expanding programs to new neighborhoods. And when donors, because they will ask about your strategic plan, and having a good strategic plan is the foundation of a good proposal when you write your grants. And so you want to lead with all your important mission work, and then tuck underneath of it, oh yes, and we're also strengthening our organization by strengthening our board of directors, by improving our fundraising and things like that. So that's just one of the things that I'll say. If you don't take away anything else from today, share this with your board of directors. Remember to always keep these rules in the right order, and you'll find you'll enjoy your work even more, and you'll get more mission out the door and raise more money. So one of the things that we need to be aware of is that donors are wary of nonprofits, and there are a lot of scams out there. So we've seen the Washington Post had an article. You go out of your way to trust a nonprofit. People give their money and expect integrity. And when integrity goes out the window, it hurts everyone. It hurts the community. It hurts the organization, everything. It's just tragic. And so anytime any of us, any nonprofit stumbles and it makes it into the public eye, it hurts all nonprofits' ability to gain that trust with the donor community. And the other thing I'll just say about this is, well, 70% of donors say that trust is important to before they're giving to a charity. And this is based on the Donor Trust Report from 2023. And this has remained steady over the years. So donors find this incredibly important. And I'll also say, so does your board of directors that is there to help you raise money in the community. And so if you're having a lot of internal issues and problems, sometimes that will inhibit your board members' interest in actually going out and asking others to give to the mission. So you can be like, we need you to sell 10 tickets to the upcoming event, or can you introduce us to so-and-so? We know you're connected on LinkedIn and that kind of thing. And they're just not following up and just not following up. And let me just say, you're not alone. You have to stay on top of your board members. You need to ask them one-on-one and in person as much as possible. You can make the announcement to the whole board meeting, but that won't move them. You've got to work with them one-on-one, and then they'll start making connections. But often that procrastination that you might see in your board members could have some underlying trust issues. And so them knowing that you have your house in order is critical to them feeling confident and strong to go out to their personal friends and use their social capital and trust that they've built to know that your organization is something that they really want to give to. So just less than 1 in 5 donors say they highly trust charities writ large. And so, we all need to be that one that builds the trust with organizations. And so these are the reasons why we've created the Standards for Excellence program, which is the roadmap to creating that trust, building the foundations of your organization, including your fundraising programs, so that you can put your mission first and raise money for your mission. And organizations that are accredited in the standards are proven with academic research to raise more money and spend more money on their missions. And donors love it. So they, you know, if you're looking to set your organization apart and you're just one of many, to say, I meet the standards for excellence, is a great way to build that trust with donors. And there are 6 main areas of focus in the standards: mission, strategy, and evaluation, leadership, legal compliance and ethics, finance and operations, resource development, public awareness, engagement, and advocacy. And you don't have to get accredited to benefit from all of these resources. There are 27 educational resource packages that go with each of these topics that you can download and get all the sample resources you need to make sure your board members have a job description, to make sure you have your financial policies in place, to make sure your bylaws are up to date, all of those things to ensure that you have that foundation of trust so that you can do that resource development, raise more money, and expand for your mission. One of my favorite series as part of these resources is the Boardroom Quick Tips. And a common question we often get is, how do I recruit board members and volunteers to serve on our organization? So this is a very long form, and I have found it to be one of the most powerful tools to get board members thinking about who they know in the community. So this might not be super readable on the screen, but we have, you know, you go with age, race, and gender, and there are all these categories, and you see who you have on your board and who you're missing. And then you put that in front of your board and let them talk about who they want to recruit with that data in front of them, because you've already had that conversation without that data. And they're like, I don't know anybody rich. Oh, I don't know anybody, you know, I can't think of anyone. And then they see, oh, wow, it looks like everybody on our board is between ages 51 and 69. Maybe we, oh, you know, my daughter is in her 20s, and she has a group of friends who are interested in this issue. So it kind of like opens up their minds, or they're always thinking about, I don't know anybody rich. But I love that they have like religious, small business, union. Oh yeah, I know someone who's head of a local union. We could get them involved. So it's anyone with connections, real estate agents, and this kind of analysis and data gets those ideas just pumping on your board for how they can really recruit good members. So we at Maryland Nonprofits offer all those resources in the Standards for Excellence program and much, much more. So discounts on workshops and events, savings on insurance and other products. We work together on advocacy. I asked, can I leave a little bit early today? Because I've got to be in Annapolis testifying on the Fair Share Act for Maryland. So encourage you to support that. And just really access to a network of people who know your struggle and can share insights, connections. Like we have a fundraising, a coffee corner for fundraisers. We have a roundtable for new executive directors, innovative board recruitment, lots of workshops on our calendar regularly. And I am pleased that thanks to this partnership with the county executive and the Community Partnerships Office, we are offering a 20% discount on membership. And the discount code is here, and we can add it in the chat as well. That's 202024. So 202024, so like 20% for 2024 is a way to remember that, and we'll put that in the chat. And that is good through this Friday. If you are not yet a member and would like to join, if you're a very small organization, dues start at $100. They go up to $3,000 if you're over 16 million in revenue. And that 20% off discount can gain you just instant access to all of the resources that I mentioned today. So this is just a slide with even more information and resources. We have donor search, grant watch, outsourced human resources services, outsourced CFO services, grant writing services. I think this is listed here through the Nonprofit Accelerator Program. That is, I can also provide a link in the chat, intake application on our website. And then I'm also going to share this free program offered through the state of Maryland called the Nonprofit Development Center. So if you are less than 10 years old and less than 750,000 in revenue, now I don't mean you personally less than 10 years old, your organization less than 10 years old. This is a great starting point for you. It's an easy online application. And then you gain instant free access to all of the resources that I've mentioned so far. We also have the largest and most robust and diverse consulting group serving nonprofits in the state. And we cover a whole gamut of issues: strategic planning, capital campaigns, organizational development, mergers. If you're looking to collaborate with others, all of that, we can support you on a fee basis for those services. I want to just close here by saying that if you are really attracted to the idea of the standards for excellence, you don't have to do all the things all at once. So I don't know if any of you have seen the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. I love that. It's a mother-daughter story that I watched with my daughter. Kind of a little weird. It's a little sci-fi, which I like. But you don't have to do everything everywhere all at once. So you can start with nonprofit basics. And that really, if you are operating a nonprofit, you should be able to meet the nonprofit basics. So this is like that you're complying with the law, that your board is meeting at least 4 times a year and looking at your finances, that you have a clear set of mission and programs, really the basics that any nonprofit should have. And you can get on that tier rather easily. And we have a number of nonprofits in the county that have gone for all the way to full accreditation, and many of them credit that for their growth and development. There is an online self-assessment that you can take that is free, and that also can give you the roadmap. It's not just, an assessment that gives you back what your answers were. It actually gives you back, oh, you said that you needed help in this area. Here's a resource that can help you in this area. So it is a real great benefit and completely free. So I promised that I would leave time for questions, and I will like to turn it over to Ms. Barbara Holt-Streeter and her team, who can help us field questions here. And please don't be afraid to ask anything that you're struggling with or wondering about. Love to hear from you.
Thank you so very much, Ms. Heather. Let's give her a clap. Thank you so much for taking your time, your experience, your wisdom, and sharing this information, from creating the mission. I'm looking at my notes over here, to no money, no mission, board recruitment, and also giving a membership discount. And I see the hand claps as well. And so I do want to open up for questions. And before I do that, I was sharing with my administrative coordinator, Letitia, that I don't see anyone's video on. And I said, did we close the video? What's going on? We saw someone pop on, someone pop off. But if you can turn on your videos, some of you all may be at work and you may not be able to do so. But if the videos are showing, yes.
There we go. Love to see your faces.
Thank you so very much. We didn't know what happened. It's great to see you all. Thank you for allowing us to see who you are. All righty. I'm going to make sure I note, is it Jamar? If I'm saying, okay, great. I'm going to call on you in a few minutes, so be ready. All right. If you have a question for Ms. Heather, please use the icon raising your hand. It looks like Ms. Cherise Holden. Do you have a question?
It's not necessarily a question, but just some feedback for nonprofits who are not familiar with Maryland nonprofits and the standards of excellence. I had the privilege to go through their program last year for our organization, and it was absolutely phenomenal. So thank you so much for that. So if anyone's just wondering, is this worth my time? It is worth your time and then some. Just sure that you're doing business in the right way. So not only that you can last for this year, but many years to come is just amazing and incredible. So please, if you can get that standards of excellence training, please go ahead and do that.
Oh, thank you so much, Cherise. I'm so glad it was helpful to you. That is wonderful to hear.
Excellent. That's a good promo, I tell you. Thank you so much, Cherise. Our next question is from Aisha Haynes, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. And when I do call on you, please make sure you say your name and the name of your organization, please. Ms. Haynes?
Hi, good afternoon. It's Aisha Haynes. You did pronounce it correctly. The name of my organization is Professional Opportunities Start Here Foundation, the POSH Foundation. And just reiterating my question that I placed in the chat, having difficulty identifying and securing board members, volunteer board members. Everybody wants to be paid for whatever time that they volunteer, or that's a faux pas word there.
Right.
Yeah, paid volunteer. But yeah, that's where I'm struggling with.
Alrighty. So I have a couple of things that have I think worked for a lot of the organizations that I've worked with, and our own organizations. So one thing is to think about your fundraising and your donor cultivation and volunteer cultivation as one thing. So sometimes we think about who we're engaging in our mission along those different lines. If someone is willing to come to your fundraising event and give a check of $100, sometimes that is them just raising their hand to say, hey, you might want to pay a little more attention to me. And so you might not feel like it's a soup, with everything on your plate. It's a great use of your time to have a one-on-one coffee with a $25 or a $50 donor, but that could be an opportunity to build a relationship with them. Ask them, why did you make this donation? What is it about our mission that's important to you? Would you like to, come see us in action next Thursday, where we're going to be at XYZ school, and see if they pique an interest. And so if they have done two, but I would say three things with you, as I say, three high touch things, like a donation, a one-on-one with you, and come to an event, then that would be someone who they're probably ready to say, would you be interested in serving on our board? Another thing that can be an option is you really want to think broadly about who cares about our mission. What are the types of people, the types of professions, where do they live, who care about our mission? And then go, and this is a good conversation to have with your board, or maybe some other volunteers. And then ask yourself, go one level deeper and say, how do these folks spend their time? Would they be going to a Chamber of Commerce networking event? Would they be going to a weekend health fair? Where would I find people like that to invite them to something? So that's another, so I would say, sometimes, again, we're always looking for that, mega rich donor that we want to have on our board. We at Maryland Nonprofits, because what we do is kind of wonky, we don't get a ton of individual donors. And I have one wealthy donor who is interested in our mission and love her and spend a lot of time with her. Would I want her on my board? Absolutely not. She has a personality and a lot of really, really long-winded, strong opinions. And so not everyone who's wealthy is a good board member. Not everyone who's a good board member is going to be wealthy, but those connections and the passion about your mission is really what you're looking for. I hope that's helpful.
Thank you. Great question, great answer. And I will just add to it what we talk about, the C3: connect, collaborate, and cultivate relationships. It takes time, almost as if you're inviting someone into your home. You don't invite everyone to your home. You build those relationships and you feel comfortable. You invite them out to lunch, to dinner, and then to your home. So it's really a time of observation to see what will be the best connection for you as well. All right. Pamela Brooks, you have your hand up for your question.
Hi, I first want to say I had the pleasure of attending the nonprofit symposium back in, I believe it was November the 1st.
Yes.
And I was the one who stood up and said I was a brand newbie, because I still am. But I did learn a lot during that time, and just wanted to say, just from the information Ms. Heather gave today, I will be joining the
Yeah.
Maryland nonprofit. Reason being, standards of excellence. Where I worked prior to me establishing the nonprofit, a lot of what we did in the hospital setting required that same kind of standard with equipment and things that we were using. And also with the programs, I'm working to get things accredited so that they meet those same type of standards. So I will be joining. Just wanted to say that.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Ms. Brooks.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Heather, I'm looking at the time. I know you need to leave. Can you take one more question, or
Yes,
do you
ma'am.
need to depart? Okay. All right. Does anyone have a question for Ms. Heather? I'm checking the chat. Oh, go ahead, Letitia.
There's one in the chat, and they just asked, does Maryland Nonprofit recruit or train nonprofit board members?
So we do train nonprofit board members. We don't actually facilitate recruitment. There's an organization called Business Volunteers Maryland that does help facilitate recruitment, and so does Associated Black Charities. So you may want to check their websites for opportunities. We have two ways we train board members. One is through our regular, I just say the events calendar on our website at marylandnonprofits.org. If you click events, regularly we have board excellence, innovative board recruitment, involving people with disabilities, those kinds of trainings. And then we can also do come to your office, and that is a fee associated, but we can do like a 2 or 3 hour training just with your board, customized for your organization to really rev up their engagement. Aisha, can you repeat the name again? The name of what?
The name of the
Business
two
Volunteers,
Business
Business Volunteers
Opportunity.
Maryland
Okay.
and Associated Black Charities.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so very much. We greatly appreciate, Heather, your time. And again, we want to announce the discount code to become a member of Maryland Nonprofits is, I just saw it in the chat.
2024.
There you go.
Yes, indeed. So visit.
2024.
Thank you
Yes.
so much. We're happy to serve you. Thank you, Miss Barbara, Letitia, and Miss Sheila. It's so good to see you all. And everyone, I wish you all the best in growing and sustaining a healthy nonprofit, because you are what's going to make a difference in our communities. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Heather. Stay on, everyone. Thank you for your time, Miss Heather. And we have a few quick announcements. One, did you enjoy this session? Was it something that you would want to hear on a regular basis, different topics?
Yes.
Raise your hand. Okay, we heard some yeses. Excellent, excellent. Our next session, we are scheduling that for April, and the title is How to Build a Partnership with Your Banker. But to raise a hand, how many of you all have a partnership with your banker? You know your banker by name. Oh, Amy, I see your hand. Excellent, excellent. All right, I see Sandra's hand. That means some of you do not have a relationship with your banker, but it's okay, because that's what we want to bring to the table. We want you to meet potential bankers that can help your nonprofit, your small business go to the next level. So that will be our next one. And that will be a hybrid event. So we will invite you in person. And I truly, truly, truly recommend that you bring yourself along with maybe a board member or someone else, because we'll have various banks here, and one person can meet this banker, one person can meet another. But again, a banker is someone you need to have on your right side, like your attorney, a banker, attorney and banker, you need to have those people with you. So that's number one. Number two, it's a great time to spotlight a nonprofit. So if you ever been in any of our sessions, or if you know me a little bit, so this is what we do. You always have to be ready to do your elevator pitch, because you never know who's in the room, right? Who's on the Zoom. And so at this time, we're going to ask, let's see, Jamar Law See, Jamal, I gave you a heads up, right? I told you I was going to call on you. Okay. Okay.
Yes, you did.
All right. So, Jamara, if you would be so kind, are you familiar? Is everyone familiar with the elevator pitch? Okay. So, elevator pitch is just you're in an elevator. You got 30 seconds to go from this floor to this floor. And you need to tell us about who you are and how you can serve us and what you may need from us as well, or how you can impact this community. So you have, can we give 30 seconds, Letitia? 45 seconds. Letitia said
30 seconds is an elevator pitch.
30 seconds. I was trying to stretch it, Jamar. I didn't think she was going to let me, but I was trying. Okay, Jamar, are you ready? Set and go.
All right, I'm Jamar Law of the Jamar Law Foundation. We focus on financial literacy in the DMV area. We are here to help educate our Black and Brown communities on financial literacy. I started my nonprofit in 2018 out of Fort Washington. We're always looking for community partners to help us elevate our mission. And our mission is to have the community come together and find different resources to help them when it comes to finances. And you can find me at jamarlawfoundation.org. That's JAMAUR foundation.org. I can put it in the chat as well.
All right, and that's a wrap. You did it. See, Letitia was giving you the countdown. Very good, very good. So what he did very well, he started with his name and name of the organization, and he ended with how to stay connected with him. Everything in between, you may not remember or to remember, but at least you know those two. So very good, Jamar. Great job, great job. All right, I do see a hand raised, Miss Sandra Arrington. Do you have a question?
Oh, sorry. I need to take my hand down.
Okay. No worries, no worries at all. It's good to see.
My voice is real hoarse today. That's why I've been taking Mucinex and stuff. I'm kind of like a little bit under the weather.
Oh, no worries. It's great to see you. It's great.
I don't look so good either, so I'm sorry.
Okay, no worries, no worries. All right, the next one that we're gonna have to do an elevator pitch. Let's see. Okay, does anyone want to go? If not, I'm gonna call on you. Let's see who can raise their hand the fastest. Let me see, do I see anyone? Oh, Sharice. All right, Sharice. Are you ready for your elevator pitch? Oh, I think you're still on mute, Sharice.
I'm ready.
Okay, Letitia, ready for the countdown. You're on.
Hi, my name is Sharice Holden, and I am the founder and president of She Rises, Inc., where our mission and vision is to reach, inspire, strengthen, and empower young mothers in our community. We do that through 3 core ways. We do that through academic coaching, mentorship. We also have the one and only Mommy Closet, which is a free resource. Say with me, free resource with diapers, wipes, formula, all of the things to help a young mother thrive. I'd love to stay connected to you. Can I get your information? But while I'm at it, here's mine.
What? Wonderful. Did we miss your information, Sharice?
No, that would be a part where we're talking. So I would want to get the person to talk back to me. But you can find me at she-rises.org and on all social media platforms, She Rises Nonprofit.
All right.
Great job. Great job. Sharice, that was good marketing there. Oh, it caught us right at the edge of our seats. We was like, okay, what's the contact? What's the contact? You're getting thumbs up, Sharice.
Thank you.
Good one. Good one. Good class. Okay. Well, I also, because we have this time, are there any other questions that you want to ask of our department or anything that we can help you? And that's number one. And number two, we're going to do a wrap up with everyone only saying their name and organization. That is it. No elevator pitch at this point, only name and organization. Does anyone have any questions before we begin? All right. Okay, well, most importantly, we want you to stay connected with us, as Letitia shared in the chat, as well as online, our QR code. So we want to stay connected with you and you stay connected with us. We're on Facebook as well. She will provide that link. And we hope to see you in April with some of our amazing information that we have. And I am just going to call you based on what I see on my screen, your name and name of the organization. That is it. Okay. Okay. I want everyone, can you please be so kind to mute until I call on you? All right, let's go. Miss Sandra Arrington. Okay, can't hear you. Can't hear you. Well, I'll come back to you. Okay.
Come back to me. Wait a minute, am I unmuted now? I think
Yes,
so.
you are.
I'm Sandra Arrington. I'm with Evolve Inc.
Okay, thank you. We saw Jamar, we saw Aisha. I don't think you told us the name of your organization, or did you?
I did. I'll repeat it for you. It's Professional Opportunities Starts Here, acronym POSH. So
You
POSH
did.
Foundation.
Thank you so much. Miss
Mhm.
Sharon McInnes.
Can you hear me?
We sure can.
Okay, great. My name is Sharon McInnes, and I am the chair of the Veterans Committee for the Camp Springs Elks Lodge.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, David Childs.
All right, my name is David Childs. Let's Go Boys and Girls Inc. Let's Go for short.
Love it. Jane Henderson.
Yes, Chesapeake natives, Rosaryville Start Park up from Marlboro, Maryland.
Wonderful. Miss Amy Weinberg.
Amy Weinberg with Hope Connections for Cancer Support.
Yes, Miss Amy. Angela Serene. Oh, thank you, Angela.
Yeah, I was like, I hope Angela Soriano. Hi, Angela Soriano, Salvation Army.
Thank you, Miss Angela. Now see another Amy Weinberg, which I do know it's not the same, but go right ahead.
Hello, I'm Cicely Fredericks with Hope Connections for Cancer Support as well.
Thank you. Great to meet you. Venice Ray.
Hello, everyone. I'm Venus Ray. I'm the Director of Development with Total Care Services.
Wonderful. And it looks like you're celebrating 20th anniversary.
We did last year.
Congratulations. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Michelle LeGrand.
Michelle LeGrand, Virtue Training Institute and Empowerment Center.
Wonderful. Is that Miss Flechette?
Good afternoon. I'm Plachette Monroe. I'm the VP of Strategic Partnerships for the Junior League of Prince George's County.
Good to see you, Miss Flechette.
Thank you. Good to see you as well.
Paige Jones.
Hello, everyone. I'm the CEO of IFA Inc., A Pathway to Healing.
Wonderful. Great to meet you. Sherry Downing.
Hello, I am Sherry Downing. I am a councilwoman in the town of Fairmont Heights, Maryland, and I love gathering information for my friends, family, and constituents. I am also
Miss Sherry, I'm going to interrupt you for just a moment. We just only needed your name and organization so we can get through to everyone else, okay?
Not a problem. Thank you, and happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, you too. Thank you so much. Miss Ida. I'm not going to try the last name.
Hi, I'm Ida Young. My voice is kind of out of place. I'm the founder and president of Better Days Empowerment.
Okay, thank you. And I do hope you feel better.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Miss Patricia
Deloach?
Yes.
Good afternoon. I'm Patricia Deloach, president and founder of Nexus Community Support Services.
Wonderful. Pleasure to meet you. Jerry Sherman.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Jerry Sherman. I'm Operations Director for Community Services Foundation with offices in St. Pleasant.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Jerry. Is that where's my, okay, Malik, wait a minute. Okay, Richardson, Malik, is that Malika?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's Malika. Malika Richardson. I'm Malika Richardson, the CEO of Richardson and Tapping Foundation.
Okay. Thank you so much. I hope you feel better too. Juan Morales.
Hello, my name is Juan Morales and I'm from Liberty's Promise.
Oh, Liberty. Okay, Juan. Good to see you. Giovanni?
Hi, I'm Giovanni Marchand with Hungry for Change.
Wonderful. Thank you for turning on your camera. Good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
All right. Audrey Wright, and maybe a hyphenated name. I'm sorry, I don't see the end.
I am Audrey Wright Hammond, and I am from the National Coalition of 100 Black Women in Prince George's County, and I am the co-chair for strategic planning.
Oh, wonderful. Good to meet you. Omar.
Hello, everyone. Pleasure to be here. Omar Kneel with Liberty's Promise as well.
Oh, another Liberty Promise. Good to meet you. We now have the page has moved. Let's see. Dane Smith. Okay, Dane. I'll move next to Sophia. Sophia Dawkins, I believe.
Sophia Dawkins, ED and founder of Open Heart.
Wonderful. Great to meet you.
You as well.
Wonderful. Linda Lee. I think she's coming on.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Linda Lee from Curie Educational Consultant.
Nice to meet you, Miss Linda.
Likewise.
Next is Janelle Wright.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Janelle Wright, and I'm Executive Director for Universal Mosaic.
Oh, nice to meet you as well.
Nice to meet you as well.
Lisa Rowe.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lisa Rowe, calling from Leap to College Foundation.
Wonderful to meet you. And it looks like this may be my last one here is Antoinette.
Hi, everyone. Antoinette, I am here with the Evolve Foundation, and I am also a member of the Junior League of Prince George's County.
Oh, you keep really busy. Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you all so very much the opportunity to share who you are, the name of your organization. This is all about what we talk about with C3, to connect, collaborate, and cultivate relationships. And we want you to do this more and more and more. And we hope we can even expand when we have a hybrid event so you can actually see someone in person. So before I end, Ms. Sheila Curry, Ms. Letitia Vincent, do you have any other comments or anything that I may have omitted?
Thank you all so very much. If you saw or heard from someone in this introduction that you have a like-minded initiative, or there's something you can collaborate on in terms of what you do in the community, this is a credible opportunity to do just what she said: connect, collaborate, and cultivate your relationship. Please check the chat for websites and information for others that you think you may be able to connect with and collaborate, and then cultivate that relationship. Thank you all for coming.
Have a great Wednesday, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.